Let's wake up right now. It's Saturday. Here we go. One of my all-time favorite songs. I could listen to this all day. I wasn't really alive and kicking in the 50s and the 60s. I guess I was alive in the 60s, but I was still like a little taquito. I was a little enchilada. I was a little burrito with a little sausage like this big. But by the 70s, I started to get into music. Once I heard Little Willie by Sweet, that was it. I mean, it was way even before Kiss and all those other great bands that I love. I was never really, Led Zeppelin, Hendrix, The Who. They were 10 years before I was really born, so I didn't really bond to those guys. But I love like Sam Cooke. That guy has one of the best voices ever. I'm so jealous of people that can just sing. Just like sing in the shower or just sing while they're driving down the road because they have that perfect voice. The temple, or what is it called? The temper or the timbre. It's just awesome. For rock, a voice that I'm really jealous of is the lead singer at Tesla. I think his voice, just hanging out, just talking is badass. I met Tesla during their first album. What was it called? Mechanical Resonance or whatever. I've got a badass plaque on the other side of the wall here on the back of my camera that the band gave to me, and it's one of my most special plaques I got in my radio days. But I took the band, and the record label took us all out, and I think it was called Vieira's. It's in a place in Salt Lake City called the Sports Mall now, and I think it's called On the Spot or Hockey Puck or something. I don't know what it's called, but back then I think it was called Vieira's. And we all got in like a couple minivans. We're like, come on, we're going to go to dinner with Tesla. And I'm like, all right, as long as I don't have to pay. I don't have that much money to, buy like a record guy, a couple buddies. We accidentally invited a couple strippers. Oops. And then the whole band. So we had like 10 of us, give or take. And while we were just driving, the lead singer, Jeff, he's just singing. Like when we're driving, he just starts singing. Look at that red light. The red light looks bright tonight. Wow. I was like, God, man. I couldn't believe how cool his voice was because while I was driving in a van down by the river to go to Vieira's at the Sports Mall, I sat there going, Little Susie, Modern Day Cowboy. I mean, God dang it. Tesla, their first album is like every song is a hit. And I think almost every song they've ever released is a hit. Do you guys know that there's a secret album from Tesla that they never released as Tesla because their record deal was kind of stalled? It's called Bar 7, BAR, the number 7. Is that how you make a 7? How about this? That's the best I can do. Come on, man. It's 5 o'clock in the morning where I'm at in Salt Lake City. I'm just starting my day. But go to YouTube. It might even be on there. Do you guys want to go to YouTube with me real quick? You do? Come on, let's go. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. It's going to be really exciting. I mean, like super exciting. You guys are going to have like super hard nipples. All right, let's see if a band called Bar 7 is on there. BAR 7. Enter. Let's see what it does. Bar 7. Bar 7 Ladybug. Oh my God, you know what? There it is right there. Okay, see this? 4-leaf clover, Bar 7. Here, I'm going to play like 10 seconds of it so I don't get banned on Facebook. Listen to this. This is Tesla with a name called Bar 7. God, this album is so... Well, I got to turn it down. Hold on just a sec. I'm going to get in trouble. I know that just blew out your speakers. Oh my God, look at that. There's Bar 7 right there. Okay, here we go. Let's listen to Bar 7 real quick. I'll turn it up. You can tell the music right away is Tesla. This song could be on the radio right now. This song is probably over 10 years old because I know it looked like it was uploaded in 2013, but I know I've had it way since then. But I'm going to talk real quick. I'll turn it up for like the hook, but I want you guys to check this out. The band is simply Bar 7. Just picture the band Tesla, honestly. But listen to this, how great the song is. Across the land, through the hail and the snow and the driving rain. Is that 15 seconds? I got to keep like fading it in and out, or, you know, Facebook. Oh my God, this is so great. So write this down if you guys are watching the recording, or if you guys are live. What's up, man? Good morning. But it's just called Bar 7, Tesla. Oh my God, I have so much rare music, it'd blow your mind. I just can't believe I can't play music over my live Facebook feed. It's like my Facebook feed. I pay royalties to play music and I can't play it over live Facebook. God, no. I'm going to drink my creamer is what I'm going to do. All right. This is how you start your morning when it's Saturday. First, you got to get your ass up. Then you got to grab your phone. Don't get out of bed yet. You got to check your texts. You got to look at, like, did someone send you wiener pictures or boobies or something? That's the first thing I check for, honestly. Then I check my email and I get rid of all my spam. And then my good buddies that really, you know, send me real messages, I go ahead, answer them back the best of my ability. Then I check all my other social media to see if anything's exciting, which it's not, but it's just addicting. You check your phone before you get out of bed. If you get out of bed before checking your phone, there's only one reason. You got to go pee. That's okay. But take your phone with you, because when you sit there and go pee, you've got to look at your phone at the same time. Now, girls sit down to pee. I'm a man. I've got friends that are guys. They sit down to pee. They probably wear man buns. They probably like John Mayer music. I'm sorry if you have a wiener and you sit down to pee. I'm honestly embarrassed for you. Real men stand up and pee. We grab our small wieners, because when you get up in the morning, you don't have some big, massive hogster. Now, if you do, you just woke up from a killer dream and things are uplifting. That's the worst time to go pee. Now, guys, admit it. We've all had an uplifting experience at the same time when we have to pee like a racehorse. There's nothing more embarrassing. What we do is we kind of lean over the toilet like we're leaning over to get a rectal exam, and then we try to point our feller the best we can at a 45-degree angle downward, because the more you try to go downward, it fights you like a snake. It's like, no, you're going to stay up. It took me all night to get you up. You ain't going to go down just because you got to go pee. You know, pee on the ceiling. Go pee in the sink. Go outside and pee in the woods. That's my favorite way to pee. A real man likes to pee outside with things chirping. Now, I don't mean things stalking or creeping, but there's nothing better than peeing outside on a warm summer night in the bushes by yourself while you have your phone checking to make sure that, like, no one's Facebooking you something important while you're peeing outside in nature. That's just the way it is. But anyway, you should learn how to pee standing up if you're a guy. If you sit down, you're probably from Europe, because all my friends from Europe, they can't believe that we stand up to pee. Doesn't it spray everywhere? Isn't there piss all over the place? I'm like, no, I'm a grown-ass man that knows how to aim. And sure, there might be a little sprinkle here and there. But if you take a pee and it sprays all over the place, you probably played with yourself that night, and your pee hole, instead of it being open like this, what it's done is it's glued itself shut. So get your ass up and get a baby wipe, clean your feller off so that when you pee, your hole opens up. The urethra. Yeah, I got friends like, man, when I pee standing up, it goes all over the place. I'm like, well, what do you do? Drill 6 holes in your wang? To the life of me, how can you not pee in a bowl like this big? And sure, it might like a little bit of a spray, you know, whatever. But my God, that's what, you know, Kleenex, toilet paper, and the greatest invention besides Kleenex, baby wipes. Clean the damn toilet up after each flush. Shut the lid too, by the way. God, there's nothing gross than like having that water just going, oh, come on, let's go attack the air and let's kill everybody in 10 feet of the toilet. So I'm just bullshitting you guys. If you want to sit down and you're a man and pee, why don't you go ahead and get yourself a man bun and go buy the latest John Mayer album? I heard it's really awesome. So, all right. It's early as hell in the morning, and I love it. The reason I have so much energy is because I believe in drinking coffee morning, noon, and night. Now, if you only drink it in the morning because your doctor said, oh, too much caffeine, oh my God, you're going to have like all these problems. Don't drink dairy products because you might be lactose intolerant. Oh my God, don't cross the road. You might get hit by a bus. I don't live my life that way. I live on the freaking edge. I'm 50 fucking 3 years old in a month. You think I'm going to live conservatively now? Hell no. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to drink coffee 24 hours a day. I rock and roll all night and party every day already. So I'm going to buy myself some delicious vanilla caramel. My good buddy Val bought it, and I think she likes it. I'm going to get me a cup, actually, that she bought me. So this is like a dedication to my good buddy Val. I've got her cup that she gave me, and I talked her into buying vanilla caramel. Is it caramel? Because when you say caramel, some people like correct you. Like when you say Pirates of the Caribbean or Pirates of the Caribbean. Do you have like asshole friends that like to correct you all the time? Like vanilla caramel, or is it caramel, or is it caramel? If you got asshole friends that correct you all the time, shove this up their ass because they're probably sitting down peeing with a man bun. Drink coffee, whatever you want. I just made a fresh brew, so I'm going to go off screen. Hold on. I'll be right back. Got to get my coffee cup. Got to get my coffee. Got to get my coffee cup. Got to get my coffee cup. Coffee cup. Coffee cup. I'm so lazy that I sat down to scoot across to the kitchen to get my coffee without getting up, because I'm celebrating my friends that sit down when they pee, that have man buns, that listen to probably John Mayer. Do you have those friends that they like all those weird bands like Fish? I do too. Like they're Grateful Dead. Like they're only 40 years old and they think they grew up with the Grateful Dead. They've been broken up for 40 years. But don't you have friends that always like say, no, it's Pirates of the Caribbean. And then your other buddy will go, no, it's Caribbean. It's Caribbean. But if you're a true local that grew up in the Caribbean, you call it Caribbean. I don't even know where the Caribbean is. All I know is where that movie is with Johnny Depp. I got to put my coffee on the pot. I'll be right back. Ow. All right, I'm back. I didn't want to stand up. Lord forbid I didn't want any pee spray on the toilet. So, okay, what we're going to do at 5 o'clock in the morning, and good morning, by the way. Here's a tip if you're ever on camera. Always hold your coffee cup in a way that looks more attractive. Now, when I hold it with my right hand, I'm actually left-handed. I know when I'm on camera, everything is in reverse. This is my left hand, but it's probably on the right side of the screen. But I always hold my coffee cup when I do videos with my right hand because California logo is right there and the Woody from the Beach Boys. So there's your first tip if you ever do live video. Make sure that your coffee cup looks awesome. And then don't hold it like you're kind of like this. Hi there. Because I drink coffee. What I do is I don't drink it with the handle on the side. When I drink coffee, I kind of pour it in, kind of like, does this make sense? Like I put the handle in front and I drink it like this. That looks really stupid on camera because half the time I'm holding it like a little bitch. I'm like, hey, how's your coffee? Hey. So if you're going to make a video, hold your arm up and hold it like a man that stands up and pees and doesn't wear a man bun. Okay? So hold your coffee like a man. Don't drink it like this on camera because you look like a fool. But for the like of me, I don't know why I drink coffee like that, but I've just somehow I'm more accurate. I get it in my mouth. And I got a big mouth. All right. I just drink coffee without the most important ingredient, and that's called flavoring. Now, you can be a guy that goes down to Starbucks and gets your $9 coffee. All it is a bunch of sugar and a shitload of whipped cream. Go get your little bitch coffees. Go to Starbucks and make the franchise owner another million. I'm too busy here drinking coffee like a man or a sexy woman, because I got kind of long hair and I'm growing tits right now because I am older. But if you're a sexy woman or a real man, brew your own coffee don't be a bitch and go down to Starbucks. I have friends that actually get they get those cardboard containers and they put 4 little Starbucks in those little cardboard containers, and then they put your name on the outside, like clitoris, gonorrhea, rectal. And don't you always have a friend name like Stan, or like there's always a weird name. It's not Stanley, it's just Stan. So you always have to have like a couple friends that use just their nicknames, like Ballsy. I have friends that have nicknames that are very vulgar, and I like that. Like if your name's Barbara, you can go by Barb. I used to go by CJ because my middle name is the letter J. I went by CJ for a lot of years. But that's kind of a common name. Remember Pamela Anderson on Baywatch? She was named CJ Parker. And there's some other CJs, like the lead singer of Firehouse, one of the greatest rock bands ever. CJ is a good buddy of mine. CJ, if you ever see this video, cheers to CJ, because I went by that name half my life. I'm not shitting you. This mug of coffee, provided by my good buddy Val, my Folgers coffee. That's what a real person drinks, by the way. I'm just kidding. This is what I recommend. Whenever you read ingredients, when it says take 1, take 2. When it says put 2 scoops, put 4. Everything's a little conservative in life. I recommend that when you get at a certain age, live balls to the wall like a freight train. Quit being a little bitch, reading the ingredients all the time, going, oh my God, there's 15 calories in here. Oh my God, my doctor, my proctologist said that I shouldn't have any more than 2,000 calories a day. Ugh. What are you going to do? Like have a sexy body in your coffin? I'm being cremated. When I'm naked, I know my penis is kind of small looking, but I want my body to look pretty good, right? So, maybe I'll tan a little bit. I'll be sure to work out and make sure my abs look awesome. So when the people put me on the slab to cremate my body, they can go, God, that guy has a really good stomach. I bet he watched his calories his whole life. Don't ever wear a man bun. If you sit down to pee, Jesus Christ, cut your Wang Chung off and give it back to Bruce Jenner, because I think the way his life's going right now, he probably wants to go back to Bruce. That Caitlyn thing, I don't know. I just watched him on a documentary with his best friend. His best friend's not gay, but he does wear women's clothing. This guy's like 65 years old. He's got a penis. He's fat, but he's addicted to rubber and leather. He's one of the greatest authors of all time. And I'm not making fun of him. I'm just saying what he is. He's really a cross-dresser. He's not gay. And he loves leather, bondage. He paints his fingernails. I mean, he's like really wild, but his name is Buzz. Is it Buzz Bossington? He's the one that took that famous photo of Bruce Jenner when he first became a woman. But if you look him up, there's a great documentary about him. His name is either Buzz or Biz. And no disrespect, but I think his name is Buzz Bossington. But he's one of the most trusted authors of all time, because he doesn't take a story and like flavor it up and bullshit it. He says how it is. But if you want to see something interesting, it's either on HBO or Netflix or whatever, but it's the documentary of this guy. It shows him how he talks with Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn now. And it's fascinating because they're at the kitchen table and this author is just sitting there taking notes. He's writing a book with Bruce. He's coming up with all these really, important subjects that might want to be, put in the book. And it's fascinating because Bruce is just sitting there like in pants. He's barefooted And see, I wear a size 14. So if I was a woman, I think that a giveaway is that my hands are giant. I can palm a basketball. My head is a size 8, which is a triple X. And my feet are size 14. So if I was kind of like a sexy 70-year-old man that looks like a woman, I think your feet and your hands kind of give it away. But it shows Bruce barefooted at a kitchen table, and he's got a lot of makeup on, and it looks like he might have been face tanning or whatever. You know how my face looks like barbecue sauce exploded all over? It looks like I was at a barbecue literally, and the whole bottle exploded on my face. The coloring of this light is not the most flattering. Okay, I drank my coffee sideways. Are you guys okay with that? I bring it up because one time I drank my coffee like this, and they're like, God, why do you hug your coffee cup? So I had to watch my video back, and I didn't know what they were talking about. But when I drink coffee, I have my arm out like I'm kind of giving someone a noogie. But to each his own. But this documentary, I wish I knew the name of it, but it's something like Buzz or Biz Bossington. But it's fascinating. I like the dude because you can tell if you tell him a story, he's going to tell it how it is. And when he's talking to Bruce Jenner, it's fascinating because he busts his balls. They talk like real people talk. Bruce is sitting there, and they come up with close-ups of his face, so you can really look at what face surgery and when you try to change sexes as a 65, 70-year-old looks like. But it is fascinating just to look at the behavior of two guys. And I'm a big fan of Bruce Jenner. I call him Bruce Jenner, and I don't think he'd care. I just say it because, to me, he's a man that cut his wiener off that looks like a girl. In my opinion, if you're born female, you're pretty much female your whole life. You can get boob implants, you can take estrogen, you can do a lot of stuff to make you look feminine, but at the end of the day, if you're born with a penis, you're pretty much a male. And if you're born with a vagina, you're a woman. And if you want to pretend that you're not, that's okay. I do have friends that have cut their wieners off, 2 of them. And I have a couple people that they dress like women and they're not gay. Isn't that funny? It's interesting behavior. And when you talk to them, guess what? They're just as normal as all of us. They just enjoy like a different look, or they have different mannerisms. You know how girls might drink coffee like this with their pinky out? I've caught myself doing that 100 times. I think I might have like 1% female in my rocker blood. But it's fascinating when you just study the looks and behavior of people that you think would be just batshit crazy. But if they are, and I don't mean if they have mental illness or they're just absolutely not all there, but I mean, if you just study behavior of somebody that might be gay or transgender or bisexual, or I don't know what it is now. There's so many, everybody's into all these definitions of things. You are what you are, and just own it and be happy. And if you want to change yourself, that's cool. The only time that I don't agree is if you're a man and you go through a sex change and you enter sports as a female. I think that's unfair because I know genetically with the way guys are, our muscles are stronger. We tend to be a little faster and quicker in almost every sport. And I don't think that's fair to be born a man and then do a change to a woman and then go ahead and compete against women. I think that's just not, that's not fair. And I know all over the news the last month or two I've been reading where, you know, these guys that are now girls are kicking the shit out of all these females that are busting ass to be the best that they can be, born a woman. But you know what? That's unfair. If I owned the event or ran it, you know, sue me, call me an asshole. But I was like, no. You've got a lot of man in you that gives you a benefit in almost every sport you can think of. Maybe Frisbee, maybe croquet. There might be some sports that don't, you know, bowling. You know, there's some sports out there that are more equal power-wise, but okay, that's the best I could do. That's my second drink of coffee like a real person. I did have my arm up a little bit to kind of look, you know, kind of a little more manly. But I hope you guys kind of fast forward through that documentary with that famous writer and Bruce Jenner. It really is fascinating to watch guys, you know, they have fingernails painted. Bruce has cut his wiener off. He looks like a woman, obviously, now. He's done everything he can to shave, grow his hair, take female hormones. He cut his wiener off in 2017, he said. So he's going on, what, his second year going through that. But the other guy, he's just kind of like, he's a father. He's been married a couple times. But he just loves leather and bondage, and he loves to just dress sexy. Not saying that sexually he's beating himself up, but he loves that leather look. So he has those leather boots on that Prince would wear. And then he puts on like that sexy leather that makes him look like he's a stripper in 1985 during a Bon Jovi song. But he's just, like I said, he's just as normal as can be, just chatting. And it's just fascinating because, you can be normal, but just have what the public considers an odd or unique or batshit crazy appearance. The thing I hear the most is get a haircut. Every week, I've been told to get a haircut a lot, or at least cut my ends because they're fried. I agree with all you guys. I'll do it when I get around to it. I'm too busy talking to you fine folks about Bruce Jenner and how to make coffee and how to stand peeing when you're a man. I just laughed into my coffee and the steam just steamed up my glasses. Watch. Can you see it? All right. Well, it's 5:30 in the morning. It's Saturday, man. Isn't that exciting? I think the weekends are great. I've listened to a lot of social media gurus, how to improve yourself, how to make money, how to make a pizza, how to improve your life, how to get more traffic. But I'm always fascinated with the gurus that tell you how to live your life with passion and how to just kick ass and take names and go full throttle. They're so high strung. I always want to say, hey, calm down. All right. You've got millions telling everybody to live with passion and to say the F word every other word and, get up in the morning and just kick ass until night. And if you don't work 7 days a week for 14 hours a day, you're a pussy. Man, I've heard a lot of advice over my 53 years. I recommend when you get a little older, and trust me, I've got a lot of experience because I am in that age group. Live your life every 24 hours. I really highly suggest you try that. Don't worry about next week with Billy's birthday. Don't worry about your cruise you're going on. Don't worry about your bills because all that shit's there. Try to just enjoy that you got up today. And you might be watching this video 2 years from the day that I produced it. But I'm just live right now. It's 5:30 in the morning. I have weird sleeping hours. I sleep when I can. I get up. I don't work 9 to 5. I've always had a weird structure. God, forever. But anyway, what I recommend is when you get up, just be pretty happy because that's hard to do because sometimes your body shuts down when you sleep and you never wake up again. So it's pretty amazing when you stir around a little bit, you wake up, maybe you got a boner and you got to go pee. And then somehow you got to sit down with a man bun listening to John Mayer when you pee. But it's pretty cool if you do that because that means you're alive. That's pretty amazing. Get up and bitch about traffic, but that's a privilege that a lot of people don't get to have. I watched a movie last night at midnight that debuted called El Camino. It's the story of what happens 1 minute after Breaking Bad, the TV show that was on for years and years. The final episode, which was the final, where Hank dies, Jesse's the guy, the young kid, that was kind of a meth specialist of making it and dealing it. But I think you guys all know Aaron Paul, yeah, especially if you're a Breaking Bad fan. But at the end of that TV series, a new movie last night at midnight on Netflix came out called El Camino. And it's a 2-hour movie. It's not a new series. I wish it was because I want to binge watch it. Because at El Camino, I'm right back with Hank and the crazy wife and the son and the cop with the wife. I mean, I want Breaking Bad to come back so bad. I want that drug dealer that owns the fast food store. I want the crazy attorney Saul to come and work deals. And I love that guy with the voice that's so deep, and he's got a face. He talks kind of like this. And if you remember, he's in the very first Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy, and he's the bad guy. And if you watch Beverly Hills Cop, was it 1982 or 1983 when part 1 came out? But I always remember that actor, and I loved it when they rehired him to come back into Breaking Bad as a main character, because it puts me right back in high school when I saw Beverly Hills Cop. And that is a movie where me and my buddies, we paid to see it. We stayed in the theater and watched it again. A week or two later, we paid to go see it again. And it's one of the rare movies that I loved it so much. I literally just wanted to go see it. And this was in the 80s, but I love Beverly Hills Cop. I always love that bad guy. And he's the guy that's like the security guard. He's a bad guy with the Hummer. Do you know who I mean? I don't know his name, but he's one of my favorite character actors. Well, anyway, last night at midnight, I wasn't tired. So I said, man, I'm going to watch El Camino. And I did, and I loved it. And one of the main characters is a guy named Forrest. And I'm going to switch my camera over to my screen. I'm sorry, I'm going to switch my screen over to my Facebook page. And this is the logo. Can you guys see this right here? It's just El Camino. I recommend that watching this, even if you don't know Breaking Bad, you don't need to know the backstory and stuff. It's just a fun movie, even if you've never even watched Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. Okay, well, anyway, the reason I'm bringing it up, and this is Aaron Paul here. He's got his head shaved, but he's a little older here, obviously, but I think you guys know the actor here. He was one of the main guys. El Camino is him driving away when Bryan Cranston got killed in the final episode. So anyway, I'm kind of bummed to see this. This morning, as I was about brewing my coffee, this guy right here is in the brand new El Camino. Now, I'm not going to say what he does, who he is. He's a killer actor. I have watched him act easily 40 years in movies and TV shows. But his name is Robert Forster. And he almost made it to 80. But right when El Camino came out, he checked in and he died. So rest in peace to this guy. He's been in so many movies. If I go to his Wikipedia, it would take me an hour just to dedicate his life to all the great acting and achievements that he's done. But it's kind of bittersweet. And you know what? I'm glad that he got to live up into, act up into his 80s, because that is unfrickin' unbelievable. Only few actors have hit 80 and have had a great career. And that's like Lily Tomlin with Jane Fonda. And there's a couple actors out there that have hit 80, even up to 90. Remember George Burns and some of those other guys, but it's very rare. I'd say less than 1% of Hollywood even gets acting jobs after 70. But boy, what a cool guy. His character in El Camino is so real, it's not even like acting. And that's one thing I enjoy about the brand new El Camino, is it's real. It's not bullshit. Because when you see a Marvel movie or the Joker, you know that it's kind of ramped up a little bit and a little more extreme. But the thing with Breaking Bad is it was so real. And this movie El Camino is too. When you start watching it, you almost think it's real. And when it ends, you're bummed out because now you want another season of Breaking Bad. But I don't know if they're ever going to do that or not. I doubt it. But maybe they'll do a couple more movies, because I'm sure that this El Camino movie is going to be a success for Netflix. So thank goodness, man. So anyway, I was just scrolling. Do you guys remember Dr. Hook? Remember the guy with the patch? He just barely died too. This was the other lead singer, with the pretty voice. He's singing Sharing the Night Together. But you guys remember on the cover of the Rolling Stone and the guy with the patch and Dr. Hook, he did pass away. So rest in peace to that fine guy. There's the finest semi-truck built, lowered, lengthened. That is called a Peterbilt. That is a 379, and that is my favorite truck, and that is sexy. I love those bastards. Okay, I wanted to tell you a little bit about Toy Story 4. They're obviously made for kids, and they are, I think, adult-oriented, so that if you want just a really good story about buddies, friends, leave no man behind, falling in love, trying to tell another doll that you care for them, even though their arm falls off. And this is just another excellent example of, if you're kind of feeling down and out this weekend, just go rent Toy Story Part 4. It's a great kid show. It's totally entertaining for guys. Even a 53-year-old rocker like my dumbass enjoys it. But it was a lot of fun, and it just came out on Redbox. So if you got $1, just go rent it. And if you have a Fire Stick that's unbroken, it's on Fire Stick as well for free. So, all right. Okay, this is it. There's my new Lego bike I got yesterday. I did put Gene Simmons on it. Okay, these are the new Pop Funk dolls that come out. Is it Pop Funk or Funk Pop? I always say wrong, but Anyway, I put Gene on it, but I'm going to show my screen. I'm going to show my big fat face. Hello. Cheers, by the way. Let's have some coffee. Man, that's good shit. This is what I have now. And I think I'm going to keep it this way. Because with all of my Kiss dolls, I like all four of them to be together. Peter, Paul, Mary, Gene, and Vinnie Vincent, the transgender guy. But anyway, all my dolls with Kiss I like to keep together. So with that picture of Gene in my Lego motorcycle, it doesn't make sense because the other three characters I have nowhere to put. So I'm going to take Gene out of the motorcycle and put all four pop rock dolls together like they should be. And this is what I've done. It fits perfectly. This is Thanos. You guys remember those old Marvel movies called Iron Man? You guys remember Thor and the Hulk? Well, Thanos is the bad boy. And of course, I have all the Legos. But look at that, how perfect. Can you guys see on the camcorder or on the webcam? Let me get my face out of the way. But look at how perfect he said. Look, he's like jumped up on the seat. And look at his hands. His hands perfectly fit the handlebars of this badass sidecar chopper. So it's Lego riding Lego. All right, like mono, female, positive, negative, peanut butter and jelly. I prefer to have a Lego minifigure riding in a Lego bike. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm pretty happy with that. Let me put it back on the stand. I did change the stand a little bit. Do you guys want to see it? Say yes. I added this morning. Okay, now this is the same, but look what I did. I added a garbage can and I put brooms in there because it's Junker Town. Take me to Junker Town. Why don't you take me to Junker Town? And then I put a balloon right here. See the little chopper? See the guy's mouth right there that you put your leg in it, it bites your leg off. I put a balloon. All right. And I got the balloon from my good buddy. I'll give him a free plug. If you live in Salt Lake City and you're a Lego maniac like myself, you got to go to 3 locations: Orem, South Jordan, and Salt Lake area. But they're called Bricks and Minifigs. And they have new kits, old kits. They got millions of Legos that you can just go buy and make your own stuff. They have sets that are already built, which I recommend because if you can buy a set already built, you're going to save a lot of money off a new one. And what they do is they make sure that the kit is complete. It comes with, sometimes the box, and they always have the instructions and stuff. But that's a good way. If you're addicted to Legos, just go in there and buy a kit already made. Now, when you get home, take it all apart and build it. There's no value in buying a Lego kit and not building it yourself, because 90% of the fun for me is building. And when I'm done building and I put it like this in front of the camera, I'm literally depressed because I want another kit. All right. And look what he made me. I've got a Bricks and Minifig gold drum head. I make custom drum sets made out of Lego. And this is going to be the snare drum or one of the bass drums. But look, it's custom made. And see, it says Bricks and Minifig, number 7. So anyway, thank you. The owner's name is Cory, by the way. So small world, man. But I love Legos. And if you guys have any Legos for sale, please let me know on Facebook. It's like therapy to me. People are like, how come you just barely started becoming a Lego maniac? The story is kind of bittersweet. When my son passed away in December, I had a big semi truck I was building made of Lego, and it was only halfway built. When I found out that he had died, I was frozen in time, literally for about 10 minutes. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't process what I just heard. It took me 10 minutes to literally get my thoughts together of what do you do when you find out your son, your daughter, your mom, your dad. Most the time when people die, it's usually not your own kids. So I've had very little death in my life personally, but I have about 50 to 65 friends dead that I've known since grade school all the way up to my my good old skull and bones now in 2019. But it took me 10 minutes to comprehend, and it's so weird. I can't even describe the feeling. If people go, what what do you feel like? If there was a therapist with me right now and they said, what does it feel like now? I mean, I know it was a lot of pain. You were freaking out. You're probably, jumping on the ground or ready to jump off a bridge or nothing. What I did is I got real quiet and I just had to kind of look and stare. And I had this big giant semi. It's over on the other side of the screen right here. It's massive. And I just remember staring at it for about 10 minutes. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should finish it or if I should just go run in front of a truck and go, oh my God, I don't deserve to live because of guilt, or there's so many things that go in your mind. But the first thing I'm like, I better document this, because just because I got a text saying that my son is dead, and the way I found out was some prick who literally texted me my son was dead. He didn't even have the balls to call me and tell me. I literally got a text saying that my son is dead. So thanks a lot. Then the fuckwad posted on Facebook before anyone even knew. So everybody on Facebook knew my son was dead, before my family. So that was interesting. I can deal with it now 10 months later. But still, it takes a massive asshole to text someone that their son is dead and then post it on Facebook 5 seconds later so no one can even find out about it. But that's a whole other video, isn't it? And I've made a lot of videos about it the last 10 months. But I'm pretty cool right now. I drink a lot of coffee, and I'm smooth sail ahead. Is that what the Love Boat guy used to do? But I love Lego now more than ever. I build them, and it's like therapy. I know that there's a lot of good things like this is Fatheads. I have a friend asking. I have a company that makes these. They're for guys with bigger heads. Like I said, my head is a 3XXX. Normal sunglasses I can't fit. These glasses are 1 inch wider than normal, and look, they still fit my face pretty good. But yeah, it's a company called Fatheads. I keep the logo right there because I like to advertise for them. And they're online. Just go to fatheads.com with a Z. There's Fatheads with an S. That's not the company. Go to Fatheads, and after the D in heads is a Z. Greatest company ever, especially if you're a bigger guy with a bigger face and whatever. But anyway, I just had a friend ask me what that is. It's the logo to Fatheads. So anyway, getting back to Lego, it just massively relaxes me. And I love to just bury myself. No phone calls, no internet bullshit. I just sit and I put music on. I might put a great movie like Toy Story 4 on, and I just sit and I'll build a kit, or I'll build a custom drum set. And it's like therapy to me. I don't think I'm ever going to go to a psychologist or a psychoanalyst or a analyst or a gynecologist. Lord knows I should probably go to a proctologist and check my prostate? I checked it like a month or two ago. I did a video on it. I got a bunch of coconut oil. I put it on my finger, and in the shower, I put a finger in my butt. I think about 2 inches. You can't tell because when you're in the shower with a finger in your butt, it feels, just the tip feels like 12. It feels like a foot. I'm not one of those guys that have things going in the butt. It usually has come out the last 50 years, if you know what I mean. But I checked my own prostate, and I don't know what it is. I think I was told it's like a walnut. Does that make sense? Is there any doctors or people that know what a prostate is? I just know that when a doctor checks your prostate, they kind of push on it. And I think with their finger, they can tell if it's bigger than normal or if it's abnormal, if it hurts. Obviously, we're supposed to scream. And now with new technology, I just heard on the Howard Stern show the other day, they can do it without a finger up the butt. They can just do it full laser, like a little scope or something. I mean, so with technology, obviously, I know it sounds fun to go to the doctor and have a finger up your butt, pushing on your prostate. But I tried to check my own probably 2 or 3 months ago. I don't know what I was pushing on up there, but there wasn't a doorbell. I was kind of hoping I'd push on something and it'd go, ding dong. I don't know what, call me crazy, but wouldn't that be funny if your finger's in your butt, you push and or your nipples just shoot fire or something. I was expecting something to happen and nothing did. My butthole just probably said, well, what are you doing? I mean, this is like a one way. Why are you going the opposite way on a one way? And I had to tell my butthole, look, first of all, who knew my butthole even talked? And who knew it knew English? I mean, my God, wonder if it knew Spanish. And it said, hey, la barbosa me colo. Damn, el finger priggle. One way, muchacho. I would have said, man, I'm sorry, butthole, but I only speak English. You're going to have to speak to me in an English fashion because I don't know what you're saying. But my butthole knew English. And it said, take your finger out. Whatever you're pushing on, it's not going to ding dong like a door. So I removed my finger, and then I looked at my finger, and it looked normal. There was nothing crazy. I thought it would all be crazy chaos and stuff, but I was in the shower anyway. So I gave myself my own prostate exam, and it only cost me like $3 because that coconut oil, I think it's called Little Louis or Luann or something, whatever. But I recommend buying coconut oil, going in your shower or bathtub, and give yourself your own prostate exam. Now, ladies, I don't think you guys have one, but if you want to put a walnut up your butt and push on it, that's kind of the sensation that us guys are supposed to have. If I was better friends with Bruce Jenner, I would like to call him, because I don't know when you get a sex change, do they cut out your prostate? Because that's kind of a man thing, you know? So I'll have to look into that. I'll get right on it when I'm done with my video here and drinking my coffee. So what have we learned? First of all, we learned that it's Saturday morning and it's pretty freaking cool. So I hope you have a good weekend, of course. You learned that Thanos is going to ride my badass Lego kit and not Gene Simmons. I've decided to have Thanos as the rider. You guys learned a lot of my Facebook posts. And Robert Forster, rest in peace. And you can see him probably in his final performance in El Camino. I suggest you guys see it. I know you're going to dig it. It's really fun. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to promote something here in Salt Lake City. And it's an event that started last night, and the big finale is today. You know, Friday and Saturdays are the best day for any type of, you know, events and stuff. But if you guys don't mind, I'm going to switch my screen back, and I'm going to show you something that's pretty damn cool. All right, so let's switch my screen right now. All right, can you guys see? FearCon. That's right, FearCon. Everybody, your Halloween tradition every year. And during FearCon, you can also see the Vampire Circus. So if you guys don't mind, just go to fearcon.com. You know how Comic Con? This is FearCon. This is where it specializes in blood, guts, Rob Zombie, Halloween, Jason, and all those crazy guys, okay? All right, where's it at? It's at the Riverbend Event Center. All you guys got to do is Google it. It's just kind of west. If you guys know where I-215 is out in West Valley, if you get off that exit by the Shopco and the Guitar Center and whatnot, it's just across from there. But like I said, with today's technology, there's the address. 1085 Winding River Cove. It's called the Riverbend Event Center. It's at the end of like a cul-de-sac circle. It's a big building, and it's free parking. So that's kind of cool, because a lot of these events, you have, you know, in order to park even a mile close to it, you know, there's everybody like, you know, charging 5, 10, 20. Like I go to Comic-Con, it costs me $20, $25 just to park, and then another 75 to get in. And then, you know, God, so when you go to Comic-Con, you better have yourself $200 to $300 or you ain't going to do anything. This is an affordable event, which I really like, because number one, there's free parking. It goes on all day today. If you guys see, it kicks off in a couple hours. Okay. Now it's live right now. It's only about 6 o'clock in Utah, but right at noon, it opens up. So there's the hours right there. I highlighted on the screen, simply noon to 8. All right. And that's going to be a lot of fun. You can go through their website here, just fearcon.com, entertainment. You got all the stuff going on today. You've got exhibitors. Obviously, if you want to buy stuff, there's a lot of stuff for sale. I'm definitely leaving my wallet and my debit card at home, because when I tend to go to these events, I get out of my freaking mind on stupid shit. But that's the best part about it, is to buy stupid shit. So I recommend buying at least something crazy that you can put on a shelf after you leave, okay? Here's some of the guests. These are kind of well-known people that produce all the great blood and guts and all the crazy shit that you see on screen, like Rob Zombie's Halloween. Let me switch my screen here. I'll see if I can click a button and it'll show. Today, Okay, now Tara Reid, as you know, she's a hot mess. She started out in what is it, American Pie. She's been in Sharknado Part 1 through 42. She seems to be a party girl, always a mess, always chaos. She was one of the biggest persons to sign autographs today, and right now it just has the word canceled crossed across it. So if you're planning on seeing the lovely Tara Reid today at noon, for some reason it says canceled. And that's because last night she probably, I don't know, went to an after party and she's probably drunk and sprawled out on State Street right now. And my friend Chad is probably carrying her to put in a trunk. So Tara will never be seen again. So anyway, but Tyler Mane, he is Michael Myers in the brand new version of those great Halloweens that have come out. And you guys know Rob Zombie, the famous singer, from White Zombie and Rob Zombie. He's the guy that, helps write it, produce it, direct it. So Tyler Mane's going to be there. Go over here. You got Scout Taylor Compton. She's also in the Halloween slasher films with Taylor Mane. And Lizard Man is famous. If you're like into gore and all the blood and guts and FearCon, this guy's famous. You can see Lizard Man right there. He's tattooed almost like 90% of his body. He's got horns. He's got his tongue split in half. And he's just a real famous guy to go shake his hand, maybe get a picture with the guy and see Lizard Man. I'm a big fan, and I hate to bring up when famous kids have famous parents, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because I'm just that way. But the beautiful Jordan Ladd, she's a killer actress, literally. She's in Cabin Fever and Hostel. You know that Hostels? God, those are good. Part 1, 2, and 3 are just crazy. Death Proof, Club Dread. She's like a scream queen, like Jamie Lee Curtis used to be. Jordan Ladd, her mom is Cheryl Ladd, one of my all-time favorite Charlie's Angels. And Jordan is beautiful. Look at her face. She's in the middle of my screen. Tell me she does not look like her mom. I mean, that is just one good-looking girl. Dan Sperry's going to be there. He's an illusionist. You know how you get like Chris Angel and all the freaks and stuff? Dan's going to be there today having a good time. And then you can see Dag Farish. It's a little kid in Halloween as well. So you see the little kid, and now he's like growing up to be kind of an older person. So it's kind of cool, huh? But he plays the smaller version of Michael Myers when he's growing up. He's not a psycho yet, but he has the pleasure of starting to be a psycho. So by the time he's a grown-ass man, he's wearing a mask and going around and scaring the shit out of us over the last 30 years. All right, then this is not Captain and Tennille. This is Captain and Maybell. All right, and they're famous in the Scream, gore, FearCon realm. Go by there, check them out. They got fish hook, crazy shit, sword, not sword, it's sword swallowing. They're going to swallow swords, I swear. So go by, check them out. They have a live performance. It's an all-day event, noon to 8. So it's smack dab in the middle. It's beautiful outside. It's getting cooler in Utah. So if you guys have a couple bucks, go by there. Tickets, like I said, it's not crazy like Comic-Con. I'm going to show you straight up that I like that they post the prices. But if you just have 20 bucks, go to the party, or I'm sorry, right here, one day of FearCon. Okay. 20 bucks. Okay. 25 bucks. If you don't have any money for food, don't worry about it. Just eat a snack before you go. If you drive there, parking's free. But look at that. For 25 bucks, you can get in and just have a great time and then maybe spend a couple bucks on some cool stuff to buy. And then if you want the package for 50 bucks, you can see Vampire Circus, the show. You can see all this stuff here. You get a t-shirt and whatnot. But that's if you want to get more of an experience of more active or activities, I guess you'd call it. So, but anyway, like I said, if you got 25 bucks, go have a good time. Check out all the freaks, geeks. Everybody's all dressed up. You're going to see a lot of fake blood today, but it's just called FearCon, and it's noon to 8 o'clock right here in Salt Lake City. It's just right smack dab in the middle of Salt Lake, really. It's on the west side called West Valley, I guess you'd call it. But if you guys live here, it's just off I-215 where that Shopco is on 6200 South area. And like I said, just go to fearcon.com, and the address is right there, 1085 West River Cove. So noon to 8 o'clock. How cool is that, huh? So you guys will have a good time. All right. Well, anyway. Well, it's going on 6 a.m. I just had a delicious cup of coffee, and it tastes pretty good, and I'm going to have me another one. I usually mix up my coffee. It's rare that I drink the same cup of coffee 3 or 4 times in a row. What I do is my first cup will be vanilla caramel or caramel. My next cup will be like that new chocolate fudge flavored sugar-free coffee that just came out. God, that is so good. And then my next one will be hazelnut. So I like to mix my coffee up. So if I have 4 cups of coffee in the morning, I have 4 different flavors. It's kind of, if you have the flavors, why not? All right. Well, anyway. Okay. Well, you guys have just a kick-ass day. I'm going to listen to a song, and I hope you guys like it. It's Lonely Teardrops, and it became famous again after it was a #1 song back in the day. But this song, I just love it. It put me in the best mood. I was going over music this morning of just really good, uplifting music. And all of a sudden, this song came on. Who doesn't remember, Richie, when he died with Buddy Holly, singing Oh Donna and all those great songs. And Los Lobos is such a awesome band. And then the movie with, God, what's his name? The Indian actor. I forgot his darn name, but he's a great guy. But anyway, I'm going to switch my camera so I can listen to some Lonely Teardrops real quick, okay? So let's end my video on a high note. All right, here we go, man. Let's have some fun. Here we go.
My heart is crying, crying. Lonely teardrops. I feel no matter.
All right, man, that's enough. Oh, say you will, just say you will. Peace, man. You guys have a good weekend. I'll see you guys later all throughout the day filming. FearCon.